Hi, I'm here with one of my clients that I had met earlier this year at the farmer's market. And I was wondering if you could share a little bit about what attracted you to the booth, what you kind of came in for, and then what has it inspired after that.
Okay. So my husband and we went to the farmer's market, and I came upon your booth, and I was looking at your ear reflexology chart. And my husband encouraged me to give it a try. And I did. I had Kathy do my ears, and at that point I had gone back to New York. Yes, I did. I went back to New York, but the funny thing is that when I was in New York, I felt better. I felt I didn't have a lot of pain, because before I just had a lot of neck pain, and my mood just kind of lifted. So I wanted to, I almost lost my ball. So I wanted to I wanted to call her when I was in New York, but I did not. So I waited, and I went until I got back to have a session, and we did some trauma release, and I had shared some childhood incidents, and it was very interesting. The first session was very interesting because I didn't know what to expect, but I remember getting up from the table. I sat up from the table, and Kathy asked me how I felt, and I had felt an overwhelming tiredness. So I left, and it took me a couple days to really kind of think about what had transpired. And after that, I felt very good, and I just wanted to keep coming back. So we did do what is that, energy release?
A few more trauma releases after
yes,
that.
a few more trauma releases after that. You want me to talk about my mother?
Because you were dealing with some grief from your mother.
Right, because I was dealing with some grief because my mom had passed like 6 years ago, and
So we've been working on that the last 2 sessions, I believe. And what have you noticed since then?
that I don't feel so heavy about her death. And she had asked for forgiveness from me. Yeah.
And how do you feel about those messages that you got from her?
I felt really good. It kind of assured me that she's okay, and that, she was sorry. But she still has more work to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, from what I get from the sessions is usually I get a lot of energy. My mood is up. I feel light, really light.
And then what have you noticed about the pain that you were experiencing when you first came to see me?
Okay. So, as I had spoken with you, I had like my neck pain. Because when I met you at the farmer's market, my neck was there. I had a lot of pain. When I first met you, this is gonna sound silly. When I first met you, I could not move my head very well. And I had, some sessions with you. And in the back of my neck, when I had a lot of pain in my neck, there was like a ball in the middle, like just below the skull.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like a heavy ball. And that's gone.
And then how are you with your neck mobility now?
My neck mobility is very good. It's still not 100%, but it's very good. And I mean, at least I couldn't even, it was like a twinge when I tried to do my neck, but I'm doing well. I'm doing very well.
And you used to have back pain?
I did. Well, I do, off and on.
Mm-hmm.
And that has lessened. And the biggest thing is the acid reflux.
So you used to have acid reflux. When did you start taking medicine for that?
I'm going to say in the year of 2000, because I was in Ohio.
And when I met you, you were still on acid reflux medicine.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And on a daily basis, on a scale of 1 to 10, where was your acid reflux at?
On medication, right? Okay, around an 8, because I was constantly tending to it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now it's like a 3.
And you're not
constantly thinking about it. It's
right.
Almost like, oh, I didn't have any acid reflux. I didn't have any heartburn today. That's what I would be saying to myself.
right.
So,
And you did wean yourself off of the medicine for your own reasons.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you had seen something, an alert about it.
Oh,
No.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The Rididine or Rididine, however people pronounce it, both the same. They had found some chemical or whatever that causes cancer. So when I heard that,
you took yourself off of it.
I immediately took myself off.
And you came in and said, I'm weaning down. Can you help me with my acid reflux?
Yes.
And so we started working on that. Perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I'm looking forward to more, so.
Right. Well, I am so happy with your progress. I think that your sessions have just been beautiful. What you've been able to release and let go, and the healing that has come from the progress that you've been making. Anything else you want to say, or any questions you have about what we're doing, or you can share with anybody that may be experiencing grief?
Grief is a process that you just have to go with it and know that you're not going to go crazy.
Right.
And try not,
Was there anything that you were doing before to try to help you with this process?
The grieving process? No. I became a recluse. I stayed in my cellar.
And how are you doing with that now?
I don't have a cellar.
No.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Coming out of it.
I'm coming out, I was 6 years as a recluse. If I could, well, I don't know. I'm starting to breathe.
And we've kind of been working on this. We've had 3 trauma release sessions. So, I think you've been making great progress.
I hope so. because I wasn't like this, reclusive. And I mean, I've always dealt with depression, but not as deep as it had been. People have depression. There are people that have depression, but they have different levels of depression.
Mm-hmm.
My level of depression prior to my mother's death was manageable. Like I would get it was just manageable, I knew that the cloud was there, and I knew it was going to go away, and in a matter of a couple weeks or whatever, and I would come out. But through my mother's death, I mean, it was just like I said, it's like I have a cement block. Do you know what a cement block is?
Mm-hmm.
I have a cement block inside my body, and that's how it was. Like, I would drag that cement block with me around all the time, whether I was going down into the basement, or if I was going, I don't know, to the store. The block would always come with me. I closed off all my friends. Thank God they're still with me. But that's what happened. I just pushed everybody away. I've never felt depression like that in my entire life. It was just something that, it wasn't a cloud that came over me. It wasn't. Mm-hmm. It was something so much more powerful than I couldn't handle it.
And
you know what I mean?
And then how are you feeling now?
Right now?
Well, how have you been feeling?
Right now I'm shaking.
How have you been feeling after your sessions?
The only thing I can describe is that it's like a burst. I don't know if you can, it's like a burst. It's like a burst and
it's like a let go and then a relax.
Yeah.
I know. I remember when you came back after the first session, you said it took 3 days. And do you remember what you said, how you felt afterwards, after the first 3 days?
Oh, how I first felt, like relief. I just felt more confident about myself. Mm-hmm. I felt like I could go out and, do whatever. I mean, I drive over the St. John's Bridge. I mean, I was so afraid of the bridges around here. I haven't gone over all of them, but excuse me. But yeah, I mean, I would have never, ever have done that.
Cool.
I know. So, yeah, it's almost like rebuilding a life again. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
I know this is going to help some people out there.
Well, hope so. I'm not all the way there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm was a little iffy about the...
We can do another follow-up in a couple more months.
Okay.
See how you're doing.
All right, we can do that. Yeah.
So we'll have to I need to come up with a sign-off. Like a funny saying to say at the end, like they do on podcasts and everything.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, that would be something, a podcast. Yeah.
Who wants to hear me talk all the time, right?
No, but with your clients and stuff, you can interview them and...
Oh my, coming up with marketing ideas here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put you in charge of that.
Really? Okay.
Well, again, thanks for sharing, and we're going to have a quick session on you.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.